I do not even have words for what it is I am looking at right now. I seriously was just doing some work to prepare to build a new farm here, and I'm doing some digging. I'm back over on my main island, and I found this. Seriously, this is ridiculous. These wandering trader llamas, like, I don't know how long. I mean, this world has existed for a very long time. Like, I mean, I'm just in over by my, my original base and doing some digging, like I said, and then all of a sudden, I just fall into this cave. I fall into this cave and it's just full of lava. I don't even know what to do. Like, this is ridiculous. Why are there so many of them? This is ridiculous that these things don't, like, despawn or anything either. I don't even know where I fell in here. Was it right here? I think it was right here. So I'm looking for chunk borders, basically, because I'm trying to build myself a melon and pumpkin farm, which we're going to get to a little bit later in the video based on, I mean, as is always the case in Bedrock, a Silent Whisperer design. And, oh, uh-oh. Oh, they're going to get mad. It had to be done! It looks like you're the last guy. I just don't have words for how ridiculous that was. I literally, and I mean, that's just one of those things that I think is a holdover from maybe previous versions of Bedrock where things just didn't despawn correctly. I don't necessarily know, but we're looking for this spot right here. This is 135 and -1. I want to be back further up there because this is the border of a chunk. And I want to... Oh, those are villagers. Those are those are my villagers. I'm like, what is that noise? Why do I keep hearing more things? I don't know. All right, I'm going to mark out the borders of this chunk here, and we're going to see if it's feasible for me to build the melon and pumpkin farm that I want to build in this little chunk right here. We're actually right off the corridor that leads over to the tree. That's the water chute that goes up the main, the big tree. And then we're right over here next to our nether wart farm. But like I said, we need to have all of this contained within a chunk. And sadly, like, 0 is its own chunk, but the next chunk border is like 1151, so it's like over here in the middle of the room, so I can't build it over here. And I want to make sure we're clear of this, so we want to come way over here to try to put this farm in here. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of digging off camera. We've got more of that to talk about a little bit later as well. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this chunk cut out here, and we can start work on some of the stuff for the farm here. Uh-oh. It looks like I might be starving. We'd better grab some food. Oh. Oops. Not really. Welcome. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. So basically, one thing I've been trying to kind of do in the game is go through, like, the achievements and stuff, and I've just been trying to get, like, because there's some of these that you'd think, after playing Minecraft for so long, 2,404 hours of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I mean, granted, some of that time is definitely from AFKing and stuff, but one of these I know is to, stop starvation using rotten flesh, and sometimes they take, like, a hot minute to actually update, but yeah, I've been trying to get a lot of those. I just got, like, yesterday, I just got, like, a whole bunch of different ones. I respawned the Ender Dragon. I collected some Dragon's Breath. I made a cake. I had never made a cake in Bedrock Edition, so I made sure I whipped up a cake. I'd never made an Iron Golem. I just did this yesterday as of recording day. I can't believe I, didn't do some of these things. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't ever play with these on there, and I really, really need to. But I forgot that Bedrock Edition has these emotes. I feel like they're kind of appropriate for the channel. But yeah, we are digging out this chunk. We are digging out this chunk border here. I've got this all marked out here. You can see with the wool. And, I mean, we've got to go all the way down there to do that. So this cave system is in the way, and it also peeks and pokes out into the ocean here. But we are at 35 still on the Y level. We can go down a little bit, which I think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to try to actually disturb the rock face here. We're just going to dig this down, and then I'm going to kind of put this stuff back in the outside here. But I can't believe all those llamas were in here. I really can't. Like, I had always heard llamas, like, walking over by that thing, but I just assumed, yeah, okay, it's like one wandering trader and a couple of llamas stuck underground somewhere. I don't even have words. I still don't even have words for what I witnessed. I'm going to be filling the rest of this in, and it's one of those things, like, you know, I'm really trying, like, when I'm making these bigger builds, to not worry so much about just empty space. Just light it up so no hostile mobs will spawn. But that negates, like, this idea of the wandering trader and how frustrating and annoying they are, and how they spawn literally everywhere all of the time. So I really don't know what to do about that necessarily, but I think what we're going to do is try, anyway, to fill this entire area in over here, because I can't imagine, like, different things that must have impacted, like, and why it always felt so laggy over here. It always felt really laggy over here by my main base. I mean, there had to be like 30-40 llamas in there. I have 2 stacks of leather from that. I mean, that's insane. You know, I know. What? No. We just solved this problem. Get out. Oh, it's ridiculous. Why are they spawning down here? Oh, God. It wouldn't be so bad if they despawned. I don't know what had happened that caused them to never despawn, but yeah, we cannot be having that. But anyway, I'm going to continue digging this out here. We're going to get this chunk area prepared here so I can build a melon and pumpkin farm. It's finally time. I really need to build one, but I wanted to build one very close to the main base, so that way when I'm standing in here AFKing, it's also active when my other farms are active. So I really wanted this to be kind of contained within, you know, my normal base area. And we're right here. There's the ice farm over there. I still got to finish building that island one of these days. You know, we're right underneath. I believe this is the sugarcane farm. Our kelp farms are over there. Oh no, this is our farms. But even still, you know, I want to be right here in range of all this other stuff that we've got going on over here. So let me dig this stuff down here. Let me get this stuff taken care of, and I'll come back when we are ready to begin construction of the farm itself. You know, try as we might, we just cannot seem to get these guys to stop spawning over here. Hey, what do you have? Wait a minute. Wait. What do you have for sale? Never mind. Go away. Oh, my. Welcome back, everybody. So we've got the chunk cut out to this layer. I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to do this, because I can do this a couple of different ways. We've still got some other areas we've got to cut out here. We've still got some other areas we've got to finish up as well. I'm trying to think exactly how I want to do this, because this is where the chunk border is. This is just an access tunnel I made. And then that comes all the way over to here. I could stack a few of these realistically. Like, they need a minecart hopper to unload them. You know, whenever you're running the farms and things like that. So I'm trying to think of, like, the best way possible to do that. I'm really thinking, though, that we could stack a few of them vertically here, and we could maybe have one of them protruding out the bank. Because, I mean, look, if you look at the footprint here, it barely protrudes out into the water. But, I mean, if we had one that comes up even, like, up to here, we could encase it in purple glass, kind of tie it in thematically with all the other stuff that's over here. I really actually do like that idea. So I think that actually may be what we do. But that basically means that I got to kind of continue digging here, and we got to dig the rest of this stuff all the way down to the chunk border. Oh, I'm sorry, to bedrock, and get the rest of this stuff kind of out of the area here. What I'm going to do for now, though, just to make my life a little bit simpler, because this water is actually making it a little bit more complicated right now, is we're going to dry all that water up. And we're going to block this from both sides This way we can do the digging we need to inside first. I added a haste effect, the haste 2 effect to one of my beacons, so that way I can insta-mine so I don't have to worry about anything else. But this will just make it easier for me to kind of clear out everything else, because that way I'm not constantly bobbing around in the water and, you know, dealing with the conduit effect. Although I do love the vision from the conduit effect. I really am going to miss that. But, I mean, other than that, it's kind of getting on my nerves, because I keep bobbing up and down in the water and doing all these different things. I also have gone through and we filled in, and like, I'm trying so hard, like, you know, I'm trying to be not like 2013 Nick when he first started playing Minecraft. Like, you have to fill in every hole. Like, I don't, you know, and especially like, you know, seeing the way a lot of other Minecrafters do it, and, you know, watching Hermitcraft, and, you know, just, you know, you're more about the aesthetics of the build itself, and, you know, you're less concerned about like the negative space. Like, just cover it over or fill it in, you know. I mean, at least some of them, you know, kind of do that sort of thing. But, you know, I just don't want any more of those stupid wandering traders to spawn in here. I don't know what else to do. I really don't know how else to really get around that, except for to just fill those blocks in. So you can see this giant, you know, patch of cobblestone, and I did some polished andesite just to kind of use up and vary the blocks. And that way, if I dig into it in the future, I know what I'm digging into. Like, I just wanted to get rid of it. Like, I feel like it was just necessary to get rid of. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to dig the rest of this all the way down to bedrock. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the haste effect actually reaches all the way over here in all those cases, which is kind of annoying. And also, this is frustrating too. Yeah, we're gonna end up digging this out too. I know I'm going to. Ugh. What is going on over here? Oh, that's a ravine. I forgot there's a ravine right next to this island. Right, guy? No, he doesn't seem too concerned about it either. I really do have to finish doing that island where the ice thing, but I haven't worked on the Iceboat Road in a while, so I haven't really felt the kind of drive to finish and get that thing done. But all right, let me get some more work done on this here, and I'll come back when we've got this all dug out to bedrock. Welcome back, everybody, and we are standing on a very, very bright floor covered with a lot of rails for the Melon and Pumpkin farm. They finally fixed this in Bedrock. If you go back in my series, probably like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago. Oh, by the way, the walls and stuff aren't done. Don't look up there. Only look down here. But yeah, I lamented when I built the original Melon and Pumpkin farm that in Bedrock Edition, observers didn't detect changes in the stems for melons and pumpkins, but they have since fixed that. I believe they did that in 1.16. So now in Bedrock Edition, you can build these cool farms where everything is just facing down. We're going to have a dirt platform above this, and then we're going to have pistons and observers above that. And then whenever there is a change to the stem, the pistons will fire and knock the fruit off. And of course, we'll have a minecart hopper going along on the bottom. This is a design that I got from Silent Whisperer, of course. And I'll link his video down in the description below, but with a caveat that his minecart unloader does not work. Hello, everyone. It's Nick checking in with you from the future, from a creative backup of the world here, so I can talk a little bit more about this minecart unloader. Most specifically, how does this thing work? I was going to go into a clip here in the segment where I talked about the minecart unloader not working properly. And you notice that the redstone torch and the powered rail, the comparator and everything just flickers, but the minecart doesn't actually stop on the track here. This is what Silent says in the video. He says that you can just hook this up to a hopper line. That is actually not correct. You unfortunately, and probably because this is Bedrock Edition, and we all know Bedrock, but I mean, basically, if you hook it up to a hopper line like this, like it's just a hopper line that goes into a little dispenser system, a dropper system, I should say, where, there's powered rails down there, where every time the minecart is supposed to stop here, and then it would get filtered down in there. But because of the way that hoppers work in Bedrock Edition, aka very, very poorly, this actually does not happen. So what you actually have to do is replace this hopper here with a chest. And then we'll see when this comes back, when the minecart comes back, it's actually going to activate this comparator, and it's going to be a steady light, and it's going to stay on because all the items are going to pour into the chest below faster. I think it's got something to do with the way that the hopper tries to suck the items into it and everything like that. I'm not 100% sure exactly the Minecraft physics reasons, but you notice now the minecart does stop. And it's unloading the items right into the stream, and now when it's empty, it will go. Basically, if you just try to do this into a hopper line like I had it set up initially, then unfortunately what's going to happen is the minecart hopper will fill up very quickly. This farm produces a lot of stuff, which you will see in the later in the video. But basically, the minecart will fill up and it will never empty, and then basically it'll break your farm. And unfortunately, the minecart will just stop moving at a certain point. That's what happened when I was doing my initial tests of this little design here. So basically, yep, just kind of keep that in mind. Just replace that hopper with a chest, and I'm assuming this would probably work with a barrel or even a shulker box as well. But, you know, I just use a chest because it just needs to be a pass-through. You're not really using it for anything. And it doesn't really seem to need the powered rail in the second position here. It may... I mean, it might be a server lag kind of thing if you're playing this on multiplayer, or it may also be some kind of whatever. I don't necessarily know, a momentum thing for the minecart. I don't know, but you'll notice, yeah, it doesn't seem to have any issues stopping on either one of these sets. But if you're having issues, like if it doesn't stop all the way on the hopper and unload, what you may want to do is forego this design down here, which just has a regular rail over the hopper like Silent has it designed in the video for the melon and pumpkin farm here, and then you might want to go with something else instead, like this, which has the powered rail on top of the hopper instead. So yeah, this, I mean, the design does work. It works absolutely fantastic. And let's go ahead and get back into the video so I can show you the rest of this amazing melon and pumpkin fard build. I am so proud of this, and I said fard, not farm. It's also quite amazing that the area I dug this down in, the chunk I dug this down in, is right on the edge of the output channels for all of my farms. This is from the tree farm. This comes in from the tree farm. I obviously just upgraded these signs here. So many melons, because that's what's going to be coming out of that little chute there. And then, of course, I upgraded this sign because I had to replace it. But this is the chute that comes from our sugarcane and our bamboo farms that are outside. So these are the old chutes. These have been here for like 2 years. And it just like happened to be where I dug this thing down and where the minecart loader had to be built, that it was right along the edge of the platform, right above where this is. So we've just got a couple of hoppers going down in there, and you can see that little dropper guy in there, and that's just fired up to a little clock. Whenever it picks up items, it will shoot them all into the water streams, and they'll just go into the item storage system that we have in our normal storage room, because that's that right there. Those chests in there, that's the storage room that you guys have seen a million different times in these videos. So I'm really happy that that was actually a thing, and that we were able to kind of link this whole thing up to all of that. I'm really debating on whether or not I want to do more than one of these in here. I guess it'll depend on how productive this thing is. Also, I kind of dug this thing way deeper than I needed to. You see that glass up there above my head. I'll show you guys that when we finish the entire build off, and I can kind of show the whole thing. But I decided I wanted to kind of build a box, and I wanted to have it peeking out into the water like I do some of the other farms to tie it in aesthetically with this. And I decided for the walls to go with a mixture of the deep slate stone bricks, regular stone bricks, and then our other stone variants that we have of it, with the ever so occasional, you see over here we have like a polished block, and you know, I use some deep slate tiles and things like that over here because obviously I want to tie in those new 1.17 blocks. But I really love this. Like I really love the way that this kind of ties into the stone brick wall. Like I love the continuation of the pattern. It's almost like, I don't know, like some of the blocks are clean and some of them aren't, or something like that. I don't know. I kind of really love it though. So I decided to go with both of those for the aesthetic. This is a tedious farm to set up, but it is finally done. Welcome back, everybody. And here we are. I mean, basically, this is as simple as it gets. You got a nice checkerboard pattern here. You've got your pumpkins and melons in alternating rows, and then you've got your water sources in there over some little half slabby jabs. And you've got your pistons and your observers facing down. We haven't put the redstone up on the top yet because I am covering the bottom with glass. Yeah, I'm covering the bottom here with glass to kind of protect the farm and all of its drops. But then once I cover this guy up here We've got to put our minecart hopper on here, and then basically this is going to be it. And there she goes. And that will just continue running in perpetuity. I'm not going to actually put in a mechanism to shut it off because I don't see the need. I'm just going to kind of let it keep running all the live long day. And we are just going to protect the sides of the farm with this glass here. This is just going to keep the drops inside of the farm. At least that's what, Silence Instructions said. And, basically, once we get the redstone in place and these things start growing in here, we're going to see exactly how productive this farm is. I'm really curious to see exactly how much melon and pumpkin this farm is going to produce. It was super easy to put together. Like, it's not complicated. It doesn't require a lot of materials. And even a complete redstone noob like me can get it set up. Hang on for me just a moment here. Let me go ahead and get the lighting and the rest of everything else filled in the top here as well. Oh my god. Seriously. So you can see the melons and the pumpkins are flowing in here behind my head. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I have a new apron. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, so the melons and pumpkins are flowing in behind here. And we've got this actually ripped open back here because I'm going to need to rebuild my storage. Because after just about 2 hours of AFKing, this is what it looks like. And, so I had to fix my bamboo farm. I also need to kind of talk to you guys about my bamboo and my sugarcane farms because they are wildly unproductive. They always, to be fair, they always have been sort of unproductive. They haven't been the best, but, they can be much, much more efficient, especially the sugarcane farm. I need a much better one of those, but I also need a much better mob farm. But to that end, 2 hours of AFKing, almost 2 full double chests of melon slices and pumpkins. And let me show you why. This is why I did decide to go ahead and build a second one of these on top of the first one. I probably really should have put that shut off in here that the Silent recommended because, yeah, these things are way productive. Both farms, again, are inside of a single chunk. And yeah, I mean, these things just produce so much stuff. I also had to add lava up here on the top floor because you guys remember all those, the llamas and stuff, right? You guys remember those? Yeah, all of those stupid llamas, the wandering traders, they just keep spawning. I don't know what it is about this chunk that they seem to love so much. But basically, I had to go and I had to pour lava in here all along the top. And we'll talk about this room in a second here. But all along the top here, I had to pour lava in there because they kept spawning in there even on top of the glass. Like, apparently spawning rules for them are really terrible. And like, they're just really ridiculous. So I went ahead and poured lava in there. So now the wandering trader can't spawn in there. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's check out the entrance room here. I decided to kind of decorate this to be all sorts of melony and pumpkin-y. I also wanted to add some of these glowberries in here. And we've got an armor standing here. One of them is wearing orange armor holding a pumpkin. One's wearing green armor holding a melon slice. And I really wish I could do more stuff with armor stands like you can in Java Edition with like the book that they have in Hermitcraft. But yeah, and just, I mean, really simple designs. I mean, these aren't very complicated or anything. I did want to make a bubble vader down here. Basically, this is just to be able to watch and see if the hopper minecart is stuck anywhere. And then if it is, we're going to have to do some Brock breakage. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. I am a huge fan of this room up here, though. I think this looks absolutely amazing. I just kind of love, again, just like the loose melons and pumpkins everywhere. I love the contrast. And this is something that I thought a lot about as I was building with this. And, inside of the farm and everything as well, we did it, even though you can't see a lot of these blocks now. They're all kind of hidden in there. But I love building with these kind of contrasty blocks. It makes some of them look like maybe some of them are newer. Maybe some of them were replaced for some reason or whatever. But we also, not only did we build this beautiful entrance that we've got rocking and rolling here into our melon and pumpkin farm, but I also decided to build a little melon and pumpkin storage room because, I mean, if you're going to have like a lot of melon and pumpkins coming in, you would normally probably have a big storage room, right? So I just decided to chuck a bunch of them in here randomly, and I decided to do this, honestly. Like, I put like all the pumpkins on the left, all the melons on the right. But I really think you need this contrast in here to break it up color-wise. So just chucked a couple pumpkins over on that side, a couple melons over on this side, and I think that really does finish the build. I really do think that kind of finalizes everything. And I tried to limit my block palette choices in here. I went mostly with the polished deep slate there and the mossy stone brick. And I just really think that those work really, really well together. We've got some lights hidden behind these stairs and whatever. And then, of course, we're using the flowering azalea in these different areas in here for this. I think this just looks absolutely fantastic. I got to get in here again with these glowberry vines, and I got to stick some string underneath a couple of them because I don't just want them all to be all the way down to the floor like that. Oh, and then I decided to do this. You'll see way over there in the background, there's a couple of axolotls kind of hanging out over there. And I replaced this with some tinted glass. They won't spawn in there naturally. I don't know why. It's got something to do, I think, with player-placed blocks versus regular, like naturally generated blocks, which I believe was a fix they put in to prevent you, like, you know, if you have a fish tank that you have built, but it doesn't have light in it, they put that fix in, I think, to prevent axolotl and glow squid from spawning in, like, aquariums, because then the axolotl would kill all of your fish. So yeah, so they won't spawn in, like, some of these areas that I've been trying to get them to spawn naturally. And same thing with the sanctuary downstairs. I've never seen one spawn naturally in there. All the ones that I bucketed are still in there, of course, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, I mean, basically, this thing is insanely productive. I can't believe, honestly, how productive this farm is. And I mean, like I said, this is 2 hours, just 2 hours of AFK work just to take care of all this stuff. And we've been just slowly but surely filling shulker boxes full of melons and pumpkins to trade with our farmers. And we've got to rebuild our storage over here. 2 chests is not going to cut it for bulk storage in here. It's definitely just not going to work. Like, there's no way I can get by with this, because, like, if I'm over here just working on something for a couple hours, it's going to fill up both of those chests. So I'm thinking this whole row behind me, where I've got half of this sandstone, and I know I just moved it over here, so we're going to have to end up moving it again. A lot of this is going to have to end up getting ripped out. Like, all these, I'm going to have to end up moving the garbage chest as well. And I don't know where that's necessarily going to go, or where I'm going to put a lot of these blocks. We're going to have to kind of redo a lot of the different stuff in here a little bit. What I would also like to do, I found out when I was building the melon and pumpkin farm, that this is a chunk border right here. So this is in one chunk, and this is in the other chunk. So sometimes these chests will break. See if I can find one in here. Sometimes these chests will break. They won't render properly, and they won't join together. Now, usually all I got to do is relog the game to fix that, but I don't see any of them like that just now. But yeah, usually it's this row here is split between 2 different chunks. So I wanted to try to kind of fix that. I would need to either move the chests forward or move them back. Now, I definitely can move them back, because there's always just been this walkway back here for no real reason. I just kind of, when I built this storage room, I built the expansion to it, I should say, because, wait, was this the original? No, this wasn't even the original storage room. The original storage room was down here. This, I believe, was where the original stuff was, because, yeah, I had my brewing stand set up and everything down in here. God, I can't believe this world has existed for as long as it has. Oh, I don't have anything in there anymore. But yeah, we've got to, I don't know what I'm going to do necessarily just yet, but I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up probably pushing this whole wall of chests back by about a block or so. We're going to have to change our carpet design here and expand that backward. We're going to have to do a lot of stuff here, because I need to find something that works a little bit better. How is the ceiling match up between sides here? I don't even think that matches anyway. So yeah, that needs to be pushed back anyway, just to make the room more symmetrical, even, whatever. Bort. Come along, Bort. Are you talking to me? No, my son is also named Bort. But yeah, so we've basically got to extend this out here. And I think what we're going to do is I also want to fix the way the hoppers are designed in this too. Because you shouldn't need to have these double chests stacked like this. This is because of Bedrock Edition hoppers. There's the only reason why this does this. And actually, we're filling up storage pretty fast here. I need to actually, like, convert some of this stuff over to melons here, because this is getting insane. Ow. Wow. Oh, my Lord. Ah, jeez. Come on now. Yeah, there we go. Oh my, but ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for another episode here of Tritoncraft. I really hope that you are enjoying this series. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Next episode, well, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, we're going to talk about my mining inefficiency. And we're also going to talk about our volcano that we sketched out ages upon ages ago. And this little platform here, all of this, the bubble vaders that led to the old school mob farm. I built an old mob farm here that never worked. And then coincidentally, after they changed mob spawning in 1.16, definitely would have worked. If I would have just left it as it was, it definitely would have worked. But I tore it down before 1.16 came. This world's been around since Village and Pillage. Like, I mean, that's how long I've been doing this world. But it's time to be honest with ourselves. It's time to make peace with the fact that some projects in this world are never going to get done. It's never going to happen. I just can't get all of these kinds of projects done. It's just not possible. There's 2 iron golems floating around over here. You can also see, if you notice, this is my little villager trader building. I've come over here numerous times to trade emeralds. You guys have seen this thing, but there used to be bees and all sorts of foliage and a little farm, a little pen with some animals and stuff over here. I've clear cut everything over here because we're going to be setting up a massive garden, like a massive little like kind of market and garden where we're going to have shop vendors that are going to be, you know, selling their wares. We're going to go in and we're going to have our farmers that we can go up to and we can trade pumpkins and... Hi. Hello. Our pumpkins, and these guys are both just standing here staring at me from the opposite sides, and it's really creepy. Hey. Talking here. But yeah, so we're going to build this huge, like farmer's market almost, I want to say. We're going to have different stalls of different types of villagers that are going to be trading different things. And we're also going to own, I can't talk here. We're also going to be finally utilizing these Fletchers that have been floating around over here in the middle of the sea for literally ages. They've got special arrows and stuff like that. We're also going to incorporate them into the farmer's market as well. And we're going to just have a bunch of foliage, a bunch of plants, a bunch of everything all over the place over here. And, you know, the farmers are finally going to get out of this little confinement here. I also need to breed some new farmers. I think before we end up doing that, I'm going to breed up some new farmers. Villager trading got overhauled in 1.16. It was done to be much more in parity with Java Edition. So, you know, some of these traders are pre 1.16. Some of them are post. So you can see this if we go into like his inventory here. Okay, well, not him. So like this guy, you see pumpkins and melon slices. Okay, and then if we go maybe over to this guy, oh, he's pumpkins and melon slices too. Yeah, see, this guy is pumpkins and melons. And these guys will be able to trade far more if I trade with these guys versus what the melon slice guys offer. All the post 1.16 villagers are just much better. So I need to actually go through these villagers and start getting rid, unfortunately, of some of the weaker links here. That's all going to be in the next episode. And like I said, we're going to talk about mining. I went back out to the new chunks and I found a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of stuff out there that I definitely needed. But yeah, that is going to do it for another episode of Tritoncraft. I just wanted to kind of finish off those melon and pumpkin farms. Make sure you guys are following me at twitch.tv/Nikoli's Kitchen. I'm trying to kind of unify everything under one banner. The YouTube channel will soon be rebranded to Nikoli's Kitchen as well. And, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just, I'm trying to get a lot of things done. So, you know, I love you beautiful faces. I hope that you all have such an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button as you're watching me prepare to murder villagers here. Don't worry about that. It's okay. It's okay, because then they're going to get this beautiful little farmer's market that they can hang out at. And, you know, they'll have the freedom to kind of move around a little bit. Well, some of them will. Some of them are going to be in stalls, in little like shop stalls and stuff. But, you know, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the video. It really does help me play that YouTube algorithm game if you do that. So please, if you could, just help me out with a rating and a review. I love your beautiful faces, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode of Tritoncraft.